So next up, we will take a look at what is edit interaction in Power BI. So before moving ahead, let us first understand what is interaction in Power BI. So by default, I have already shown you, by default, all visuals in Power BI report page are interactive with each other. That means if you select any value in a slicer, all other visuals in the report page in similar, right? So it will get refreshed, right? There are some default interactions. In similar way, if you select any item in any chart visuals, that will affect the value of other visuals also, right? When you select any specific visual, look here, it affects the other visuals also. So now, is there any way if I can control the interactions between the visuals, amongst the visuals or between the visuals? Okay, I was talking about this one. For example, I'm going to clear this selection, and then let's say if I select anything here in this visual, it should not affect this one. Or if I select anything here, it should not affect any specific visual. For example, I'm going to select this visual. Slicer is also a visual. Okay, is it possible to control the interactions? If I select something here, it should apply only to the specific visual, not all the visuals. So in this case, I just selected this visual. I just go to the view ribbon in the, not the view ribbon, and insert, insert or modeling. One second. So we have something called view, right? So in the view, edit interaction, can you see here, edit interaction? Let me just select this visual. Format. Yeah, in the format ribbon, you will find something called edit interactions. Okay, to control the interactions or to manage the interactions between the visuals, you can exploit this feature. It is available as for the format. You need to click on the edit interactions. For example, see the moment when I selected the edit interactions, right? Forget about this slicer. Okay, and if you, 1 second, I just go to the, select the visual and format and then interact, edit interactions. The moment when I clicked on the edit interactions, you can see on top of each visuals, the 3 control icons are available here. 3 interaction control icons are available. When you hover the cursor on top of the first one, it shows the filter. The second one is like highlight and none. Okay, and if you, I just move this down here. Okay, and here, 1 second, I just select this visual. Yeah, so even on top of the slicer also, we can see the cross filter, and we know very well using slicer, you can do cross filtering only, you cannot do cross highlighting. And what I do is here, I just, what I do is I just select this visual, okay, and then I just disable this one, okay, don't interact with this one, and then rest of them, okay, leave it as it is. When I click on Afghanistan, look here, all the other visuals got updated. Look here, if I select more than one value here, this one is not getting affected. So other visuals got affected. For example, if I deselect this one, if I deselect this one, everything else get updated or filtered based on the selection, whatever I made in the slicer, except this one. Okay. So now you might be asking this question, using slicer, I can apply a filter on a specific visual. So we cannot apply a filter on a specific visual, right? So yes, that is possible with edit interaction. Okay, so now I'm using a slicer. With slicer, right? So I'm not applying any filter on this one. Simply, I disable the interaction between these two. And if I want to apply this filter to a specific visual, this is another way of doing it. Okay. For example, if I disable this one, right? and if I leave it as it is, for example, if I select Afghanistan, only this visual got applied, right? And if I select Albania, only this one will get. So these two visuals got enabled with interaction. The rest of the visuals, we disable the interaction. So with this, we can apply a filter to a specific visual using a slicer. This is contradicting my previous statement, right? So with editor interaction, it is possible. Okay, without editor interaction, it is not possible. So now, if I wanted to, disable, for example, if I select technology here, but these two visuals are having interactions. So now I have disabled the interaction between, this slicer and this visual and this visual. Look here, and this one and this one and this one, I disable the interactions. But if I select any value in this one, still this one gets applied to other visuals. So these visuals are having interactions. Now, is there any way if I can control this one? So now I selected this one. So what you need to do is you need to, for example, you wanted to restrict the interaction between these two visuals, you can select this way. Okay, and if I unselect it and if I disable this one, right? And if I apply technology, look here, it is not applied here, right? It shows everything here. So even this one was not interactive, right? So for example, if I enable this one, so these two visuals were not, see already we disabled the interactions, right? And supposing if I select this one, and if I select, this visual has an interaction with this one now. Okay, how do I disable this? So you need to select this visual, and which other visuals, this visual should not interact, right? That one you make it, disable here, none. So that when you select anything, it will not get applied. But here I did not disable it. I'm going to enable it as it is. So I don't want any interaction between a specific visuals. You can control it with the help of edit interactions. And if you think, no, I wanted to clear off everything, right? You clear off everything. What you do is you just select, you can clear all these things like, you can just disable this one, okay? Sorry, this is the one, right? Or you can simply select the default one, the filter one, right? When you select the slicer, it will apply filter on everything. This is another way of reverting back. Okay, if you think you don't want the edit interactions, right? So in that case, you can do it. So now the question is, what kind of scenario should I disable the interactions or control the interactions between the visual? See, there are situations like in your report, not all the visuals needs interactions. If you have 10 pages, right, and you are using a slicer, and you can use a sync slicer to control, whichever pages alone you want the filter to be applied, that is possible. But each page you have, let's say minimum 4, 5, 6 visuals are there, and each visuals are bringing the data from SQL server. Okay, it's all the volume of the data is very high. So in that case, having interaction with all the visuals unnecessarily can have an impact on your performance. Okay, so in that kind of situations, you can leverage this feature, and you can control the interactions wherever it is required. You can enable it. Wherever it is not required, you can click on the none. Okay, for example, for example, the management wants to see all the countries' total salary. Sorry, each category's total sales for all the countries they want to see it, and also based on the selections, whatever they make it, it should, these two should get interact, and even the segment should also the interact. but I don't want this one should get affected. So irrespective of the item that I selected, still it should show all the country sales by category. I need to see this breakdown. This should not get disturbed. So in that kind of situations, what you can do is you can select this visual, and then you can leave it as it is. Okay, and you can disable this one. Okay, for example, if I select Afghanistan and Algeria, only these two visuals get reflected, right? Can you see this one, any changes? Nothing, right? Correct. So this one should remain fixed and rest of them should get refreshed. Because at any cost, right, we wanted to see what is the sales in each state, and here it is not showing everything. 1 second, let me just select this one. Yeah, it is hiding. So this one gives me the clear cut idea, right? So I don't want this one to be each category across countries. What is the sales? Okay. And if I wanted to select, let me do one thing. What happened? The country is disabled. Oh, I just selected something else, right? Okay. So here, Albania country alone, if you want to see the category-wise sales, that is possible. Segment-wise sales, I can see it. Okay, and any specific two countries, I can specify. But this food should remain as it is. Okay, and for example, United States, if you want to see it here, I just clear this and then I just move the scroll bar down in my mouse to make it fast. Or you have something called select all options are also available. Sorry, the search option is also available. South Africa, United States. United States. If I select this one, look here, this one remain as it is, right? So United States, 1 second, let me just clear this one, but it is getting changed. Yeah, United States, this is the one we can see. So United States technology, all the three categories are doing great job in United States. Okay. And at the same time, see, I just selected United States. What the sales in United States across all these three categories and across all these three segments, I can see the breakdown. And at the same time, I just want to leave this chart, the visual as it is. And because this gives me a quick idea. Oh, Australia, the second top sales we made in Australia and France and China. And Germany also good, right? So here, if you see here from United Kingdom is also fine. After United Kingdom, from Indonesia to rest of the countries, we are not doing any good job. This gives them the big picture, right? All the countries, how do we do? At the same time, specific countries, if you want to say it, so that kind of situation, also we leverage these kind of features like edit interactions feature. Okay. And also, if you want to see the consumer segment, okay, and in consumer, let me just clear this one. In the consumer segment, and here, right? So so this one, let me do one thing. Technology, if I say select it here, it is not having interaction with these two. Yeah, this one got disabled, right? Because for this one, okay, let me do one thing. Okay, since I have disabled, no, I did not disable it, right? Okay, what I will do is, I'll just, yeah, this is the one, cross filtering, okay? And cross highlight. If I want to enable cross highlight, I can do it this way, okay? For example, if I select this cross highlight, similarly, okay? If you want to have the cross filter, you can have it. Or if you want to enable, instead of having the cross filter interaction, If I want to set only the cross highlight, that is also possible. You need to select the type of filtering, whether it's a cross highlighting or cross filtering, right? You can choose that one also, right? You just play around with this so that you will be able to understand. Though I explained you the three different scenarios: cross highlighting, how to enable it, that interaction between the visual, and cross filtering, and how do I, what kind of situation I just want to disable the interactions, right? So all these things are, you will remember it. Okay, fine. The one more important feature is the bookmark. It's already too late. Don't beat me. So what we will do is the bookmark, and I will carry forward next week. Tomorrow I have a lot of status calls. Okay, what we will do is we will continue the session next Tuesday, and Thursday and Friday we will see, because next Friday I'm planning to take off. Okay, we'll try to start the DAX. Okay, I think will 2 sessions I'll be in a position to cover majority of the thing, but still 2 sessions are not required, and followed by the next week, right? We'll be in a position to wrap up the DAX completely. Okay, fine. The SQL also I have. 1 second, let me just